Hello, I'm just showing my test of the project for the object-oriented programming. So I started to fill out this form already just with some of my details. It just makes it a bit quicker and easier. So here is my project. I developed it in IntelliJ rather than using Eclipse, and it has been committed to GitHub. So I'm going to just quickly fly through this. So OOPGraphics.jar has been added to the project, as we can see in the external libraries here. The project does contain main class.java. All of this stuff was set up correctly. Yep, and we can call the about method. So what I'll do quickly is, now this was overwritten, so it doesn't run automatically when the program begins, just because it was overwritten. Yep. And so for the next bit here, it says we've got a main method, and this is the file that I have open currently. And yep, so we've shown that this is true. Now I'm just going to quickly clear and reset this so we can show the pen down. And as we can see down here, so I have just added some basic logging so that the user can see what commands they've entered in case they have any errors or issues with it. The pen down command does work. It has been entered, but you won't see it until I run the next command, which is forward and then a value. And yeah, so as I've shown, you've got to add the parameter. And if I just clear, we can show that if I can type backward 100 also works, and it does work with the parameter as well. Now turn left is very much the same, so you add the command and then you add the parameter and it turns left on an angle, and then you can follow it up with the forward 100 to show we've drawn a bit of a shape there. And the turn right works in the same way. Like that. So pen up works just as pen down does. And then, so if we turn left 90 and then forward 100, we show we don't actually draw anything as we kind of move over there. So the color commands, I'm just going to check which colors I actually ended up using in the end. So we've got black, green, red, and white. So if we clear and reset, which I will come to in just a second, and pen down, we can do, so it's set to red by default, but let's say for example we want to do green, and then forward 50, black, and then forward 50, white, and then forward 50, and red, forward 50. We've drawn a bit of a picture. Obviously you can't see the black because the background is black, but if the background was said to be blue, it would be blue. And now I've kind of demonstrated these already, but clear gets rid of everything on the board, and reset kind of brings you back to the middle. And yeah. So reports invalid commands. So say for example I spelt forward wrong, or I did forwards. It comes up saying unrecognized command, or XXXX as it says to use here. See which key that is. Yeah, unrecognized command, and a valid command with a missing parameter. So for example, as it says forward on its own, it says this function needs a parameter. And non-numeric parameters, so forward yellow. Invalid parameter must be a number. And bounds parameters, so if I did something stupid like forward 800, it comes up with invalid because it's just too high, the total would just come off the screen. And saving and loading, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little shape, so pen down, forward 100, go. So we've got the square shape here, and so to save a image, I'm just checking to see which save commands. Nope, save commands. Save image, obviously. Save image. Okay, and it says image saved as output.png. Now if we just give it a second and then, oh, that's not updated. That's the old one. Right, where's that saved then? Ah, nope. There, sorry. So as I've brought this across, because I did develop it in a different file to begin with, as I've brought it across, I've brought across the old output.png. It does save it. It saves it to output.png, just here in the OOP portfolio folder. This one I can get rid of. Ooh, wrong thing. Because this was the one where it was saved from the previous file. There you go. So this one does work. I just couldn't remember where it saves it to. And yep. So what I'll do is I'll save commands first, and then I'll show the load commands. So save commands. Right, I've closed the terminal by accident. Nope, wrong one. This one. So save commands, and that gets added to save commands.txt, which is not that one, it is this one. And now if we clear and then load commands, it's going to run all of the commands we entered since we started the program. Yeah. And as we can see, yeah. And we've done this one. Now, I haven't implemented either of these. Now, here, as you can see, overwrite the about method. I did show this in the beginning, but if you enter about, or should have pressed clear first. But it does show, it does the little dance, and as you can see, it says Alice Woodard in this top corner. I'm just going to clear everything. And next up we have the square. We'll do square 150. As we can see, it draws us a square for us. And in the code, find it. It just does it this way. So amount.length is for parameters. So that returns an error message if square doesn't come with a parameter, because that's what it needs. And this else if function here, that's got bounds in it, so you can't make a stupidly big square that we won't be able to see. And this here just draws the square. And now if we just clear, we can do pen color, and we'll do 255, 2550, pen down, and then forward 100. As you can see, we can make the pen color any RGB color. So that does come with error checking, if I can find where it is. So it's got to be within the bounds of 0 to 255, and then it sets the color. And it does have to come with 3 parameters. So say for example I enter pen color 80, 90, and then I just leave it at that. We will get an error because the function needs 3 parameters. Now to show 3 different colors, we'll and then pen color, what was the one I did before? 255, 2550. So I'll do 0, 255, 255, and forward 100. And then we'll do 255, 0, 255. Yep, so you can enter any color. Obviously I've done yellow, cyan and magenta. But obviously you can enter any color you'd like that you can make with the RGB color scheme. Pen width works, so clear, reset, pen down. So if we do, say, something ridiculous and huge, like pen width 100, and then forward 200, we can see it's drawn a really, really big fat line. I'm just going to clear that because that's really off-putting. Reset. So we can set that to anything. Obviously 200 is really big, but I just kind of wanted to demonstrate that it lets you do that, and that's kind of how it draws when it's put into action. And for just going to change the pen width back to something more normal. And then for triangle, we'll do triangle 150. We'll do pen down, then we'll do triangle 150. And as you can see, that's drawn an equilateral triangle of 150 of each side. And I wasn't able to get this one to work. And yeah, so that was a kind of whistle-stop tour of my total project. I maybe didn't explain things the best, but I hope you could see that most of the functionality of the program does work. I hope I've given you enough insight into the code. I hope I've explained things well enough, but if you do have any questions, feel free to get in touch, because maybe I haven't explained this the best. Thank you for running this module. Yeah.